A classic Square Enix IP is getting remakes on modern platforms in a new agreement, but what game franchise is it? And Nintendo updates us on the Super Mario 35th anniversary game removals, and well, not all updates are deemed to be a good thing, so I need to rant about this a little bit. What's going on, guys? I'm RGT85. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and be sure to like the video. But without any further ado, let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games. So when it comes to classic companies looking at their back catalog of IPs, I think one company that does a pretty good job of it has to be Squaresoft, or Square-Enix as they're known nowadays. Of course, this is the merger between Squaresoft and Enix, making Square-Enix. But when you look at their back catalog of games, all the games that they've released over the years, they've done a pretty good job of bringing them to modern platforms. Aside from things like the full-on Final Fantasy VII remake, a lot of the classic Final Fantasy games have found their way onto things like the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. Of course, there's been collections, there's more compilations coming, and I really think this is a very good thing. I enjoy seeing these games get a re-release with some quality of life improvements and some improved visuals, but it seems like things are going a step further right now with another franchise, but that's kind of the question, is what franchise is this going to be? So Forever Entertainment announced this morning that they've entered into an agreement to develop and release multiple game remakes based on one intellectual property owned by Square Enix of Japan. Now, the name of this property will be announced at a later time. They're going to do like a worldwide marketing campaign of it and all that, but Forever Entertainment is of course the company who did things like Panzer Dragoon remake on the Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and I believe it also came out on Google Stadia as well. Now, when it comes to the games, the remakes will feature new visuals while maintaining the same gameplay and scenario from the original version. So obviously this is going to be something that is just basically quality of life stuff, improved visuals, things like probably 1080p visuals for some of the older textures and whatnot, reworked things in that nature. I wouldn't expect something on the scale of Final Fantasy VII Remake or anything like that. Forever Entertainment obviously is a bit of a smaller company. But really the big question to me is, what franchise is this going to be? If you're doing multiple games based on one IP, obviously that means that multiple games must have released in whatever IP this is. A lot of people think it's going to be possibly Xenogears, which I think would be very cool. You know, that's not a bad game or anything like that. I never really got super into the Xenogears series, but my choice for what franchise that this could potentially be is something that I think would make a lot of people happy and would be a perfect addition to modern platforms, and that is Parasite Eve. Parasite Eve has gotten no love from Squaresoft, or Square Enix as they're known nowadays, as far as re-releases. There were 3 games in the franchise. There was Parasite Eve 1, Parasite Eve 2, and then there was an offshoot PSP game that also released in the series. It was very different than the first 2 games. But as far as Parasite Eve is concerned, this is a game that deserves to get a little bit of a modern shine. The setting was absolutely amazing. The story was super good. The gameplay was very fun. It was a very Resident Evil style game, but it had turn-based combat in the game, so it kind of felt like an RPG in that sort of sense. I absolutely love the first Parasite Eve game. I think it's a masterpiece of gaming as far as storytelling is concerned. It has one of the best intros in a video game ever. Definitely a top 5 intro, just because of how crazy it is and all the crazy things that happen. So I'm hopeful that this is going to be Parasite Eve that Forever Entertainment will be handling for Square Enix. Now, obviously, like they said, they are going to announce this at a later date, but I am very curious as to what other franchises you think that this could potentially be. Obviously, something like Parasite Eve or Xenogears, there were multiple games released in those franchises, so you could do multiple remakes based on the one IP. But what games do you think Square Enix could potentially be doing here? I think it's going to be very cool to see, because obviously if this was something just like an upscaling or something, Square Enix could do that in-house. So very exciting stuff, very interesting stuff that Square Enix has partnered up with Forever Entertainment, and I definitely want to know what games you guys think could potentially be involved in this in the comment section down below. And finally, Nintendo. Like, I love you guys a lot of the time. You know, we obviously talk about a lot of Nintendo related stuff on this channel, and really 2021 looks like a great year for Nintendo stuff. We've gotten tons of great game announcements. We obviously have things like The Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary. We just saw a Pokemon presentation with a game that absolutely blew my mind. It's literally the Pokemon game that I have always wanted, with Pokemon Legends Arceus. Yes, it's Arceus, not Arceus, even though I think Arceus Arceus rolls off the tongue a little bit better. It's Arceus. I'm sorry I said it wrong. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. Beyond that, we also have games like Monster Hunter Rise, No More Heroes 3. Like, there's so much stuff happening for 2021, and it's a lot of positive vibes right now for Nintendo, but there's something looming, a black cloud that has been looming that I have not forgotten about, but I feel like a lot of people have forgotten about because it's yesterday's news. But now it has a new update for today, and it's just like, how tone deaf are you? Like, read the freaking room here. So, of course, we are entering the final month of the Super Mario 35th anniversary celebration. And there was a lot of stuff that was released for this. We got a Game & Watch. We got Super Mario Bros. 35, the Battle Royale style Mario game. And of course, the big crown jewel of the celebration was Super Mario 3D All-Stars on the Nintendo Switch, which has sold very well, over 6 million copies by now. But there was that one thing that everyone kind of forgot about, I feel, the one thing looming over it, that these games would be removed. All this Mario 35th stuff would be removed from all digital stores, all physical stores as well at the end of March. And I had so many people say, RGT, you're wrong. They're gonna come up with something. They're gonna have something different. They're gonna do an update and be like, oh, we've decided to extend it. Oh, we're gonna put these on the digital store. Well, Nintendo did an update today. There was an update today. So let's go over this update. And I thought to myself, well, hey, maybe they just changed their mind. They changed their tune. They're going to do some a la carte releases for these games. Something is going to happen. Why would they announce something on their Japanese website? So I clicked the website link. I then went to the website. I had the website translated via Google, and no, this is literally a website dedicated to remind you that on March 31st, 1 minute before midnight, you will not be able to purchase these games anymore after that. And that is absolutely ridiculous to me. Now, some of this stuff I don't care about, and I don't think a lot of people care about. The Super Mario Bros. 35 clothing line, like, okay, that's cool. I understand limited clothing drops. I understand limited sneaker drops and things like that. It's not a world that I am involved in, but I understand that it is a world. You are celebrating something for its 35th anniversary by doing limited edition clothing and stuff like that. Cool, no problem with that. The Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch system, once again, that's fine. That is fine. You released a ton of these. They were readily available. It's obviously a limited edition thing. Completely fine with this thing going away on March 31st. Even Super Mario Bros. 35, the Battle Royale style game, you know what? I'm cool with you getting rid of that. I played that game to death. I got like over 30 wins, maybe even 40 wins. I don't know. I haven't played it in a very long time, but I definitely had a lot of fun with it. But it sort of ran its course for me because it's like, how many times can I play, you know, the original Super Mario Bros? I think if they added in additional levels for maybe other Mario games, you could have extended the life of this. But you know what? I am fine with it going away. I had my fun with it. I got my time out of it. And it's cool that you did this for Nintendo Switch Online members. But the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection, no. I'm sorry. I'm still not over this. I will stand on this hill. I won't die on this hill, but I will stand on this hill with a box cutter. And if you come up to me, I will stab you with the said box cutter because I think this is absolutely ridiculous. You have to just look at the world and kind of read the room with this situation. You released this game in what, September? You had roughly 6 months to buy this game before you pulled it. Not even a full year for one of the biggest games on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, it's a compilation, but still, people love these games. I absolutely love Super Mario 64. I will rebuy Super Mario 64 on every freaking thing it comes out on. Look at what you're doing in terms of hardware as well. You just released the Mario-themed Nintendo Switch system that I picked up. I thought it was really cool, but what about little Johnny who was saving up his money to buy this special Nintendo Switch, and now he's out of money, and now he wants to save up money to get Super Mario 3D All-Stars, but go to hell, Johnny, because you don't have enough time to mow enough lawns because it's winter time and no one's having their lawns mowed. The Monster Hunter system is coming out at the end of March as well on the 26th, so you got 3, 4, 5 days to buy Super Mario 3D All-Stars if this is your first Nintendo Switch. You just announced a bunch of Pokemon games, some of them based on nostalgia like Diamond and Pearl, which I don't think look like $60 games, but that's a story for another time. So you got people excited about your hardware and you're removing a big flagship title that people who have nostalgia for things like Mario and Pokemon will probably want to buy. I do not understand this whatsoever. And don't say that they're going to release them a la carte or anything like that, because there is no precedent set for that so far. Everything that has come out, look at what they're doing with Skyward Sword HD. That's a full $60 game. Okay, like that's getting a physical release as well. Do you think they're just gonna poop out Super Mario Galaxy onto the Nintendo Switch eShop and be like, oh hey, it's only $20? Like, I highly doubt that. And I do not want to hear anything about the 25th celebration on the Wii, because so many people have said, well, Super Mario All-Stars on the Wii was the same thing. It was a limited time physical thing, and then a couple years later they reintroduced it with the physical version. The fact of the matter is, yes, that is true, but at the time of the release of the Super Mario All-Stars collection on the Nintendo Wii, all of those games were available already for purchase on the Virtual Console. You were simply buying them physically because you were a physical collector, or you wanted the soundtrack that came with it included as well, and maybe the big box. This is a completely different situation with Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and for Nintendo to send out a tweet and create a website reminding you that this is going away at the end of the month is just ridiculous to me. Just extend it. People want it extended. I want people to be able to pick up these games at any point in time. You shouldn't put a 6-month limit on something like this. At least put a freaking year, because it was a year of Mario's 35th anniversary. Like, come on. All right, so we're good here. We're good. You know, it's just frustrating to see Nintendo doing things like this, because it really doesn't make sense from any sort of standpoint. But yes, that is what's happening with video games right now. What franchise do you think Square Enix is giving to Forever Entertainment to work on? Like I said, I definitely hope it is Parasite Eve. And of course, Nintendo updating us that they're still going to remove everything on the end of the month. Is this ridiculous to you? Because it's ridiculous to me. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Before we wrap things up though, I want to say I forgive you. I forgive all of you who slandered my New York Knicks a couple of weeks ago. Oh, the Knicks suck. The Knicks aren't going to the playoffs. The Knicks are crap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that All-Star Julius Randle proved you wrong. I'm sorry that Derrick Rose has turned back the clock. I'm sorry that the Knicks are 18-17 and in sole position and sole proprietors of the 4th place Eastern Conference seed right now. I'm sorry you did not believe in me. I forgive you though. I am a graceful and understanding individual, but do not come on the bandwagon now, because there ain't enough room, baby. And as always, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Check out other videos on the channel as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.